everyone, my name is Prasna Gautam and today I am going to do presentation on case about cash flow at East Coast Yacht Company. This case is from chapter 2 and in this presentation I will explore about the company's cash flow performance, significance of its financial activities and how this impacts its expansion plan. So let's dive in. So let's first see the overview of the case. In this case, I'll discuss about the introduction, description of East Coast as cash flow, and most accurate statement of cash flow and opinion on Larissa's expansion plan. Before we analyze the cash flow, let's first understand about East Coast as a company. East Coast has recently become a publicly traded company and it is experiencing rapid growth, which is a positive sign but also bring financial planning challenges for the company. So to manage financial complexities, the company hired Dan Erwin, an experienced financial professional with expertise in treasury management. Also, the company has been raising debt, issuing equity, and investing heavily in fixed assets. So, Dan Erwin has been given the important task of preparing the company's cash flow statement to evaluate the company's financial performance. Now let's examine the company's cash flow and understand how these factors are shaping its financial positions. So here is the description on East Coast as cash flow. So usually the company's cash flow is divided in three key areas, that is operating activities, investing activities and financial activities. So let's take closer look on each of them in East Coast Yacht case. So for the operating activities, there is a positive cash flow of 62.49 million. That means the company is generating significant revenue from its operations. So as we can see, this is a great sign of financial health, as it means the company is not overly reliant on external financing. So on investing activities, there is a negative cash flow of 48.45 million, which means that the company heavily invested in fixed assets. So this suggests that the Coast Edge is expanding its infrastructure, which is likely to support its long-term growth. It shows that they have a strategic investment plan for future profitability, even though there is a negative cash flow for the present. So in the financing activities, there is also a negative cash flow of 13.95 million. So East Coast has a net outflow of 13.95 million due to stock repurchase and dividend payouts. So even though there is a outflow of financing and investing activities, the company able to maintain positive net outflow. The company's overall cash balance increased from 9.58 million to 10.1 million, showing a small but positive net cash flow. This means that despite heavily investment and financing outflow, the company maintained a positive cash flow. So overall, cash flow reflects a company that is in process of expanding but is also managing its capital structure through financing. So as you can see, the cash flow of East Coast as company are a mix of positive and negative flows due to ongoing investment in growth and a strategy of managing debt levels. The company's financing activities reflect attempts to balance equity and debt, while its investing activities suggest significant reinvestment in its assets to support future growth. So to summarize, let's look at the numerical breakdown of a company's cash flow. As we can see, while operating cash flow remains strong and positive, other investing and financing activities have resulted in net cash outflows in other areas. So even though there is a cash outflow in investing and financing activities, the company is able to make positive net cash flow. So in this slide, I'll discuss about identifying the most accurate statement of cash flow of East Coast as company. There are two commonly used methods for preparing a cash flow statement. Let's explore both. First one is direct method. Direct method lists all the cash inflows and cash outflows directly from business activities. So it provides a clear and detailed view about the company, but it also required extensive data collection, which makes it more complex. However, indirect method starts directly with net income and adjusts for changes in assets and liabilities. So it is easier to prepare, and it also uses existing financial records. So according to the case of East Coast as, it involves significant depreciation, changes in working capital, and large investing and financial activities. The indirect method would be more accurate for the company because it takes net income is starting point and adjust for these non-cash items and changes in working capital, which are key to understanding the company's actual cash positions. Additionally, the company's financial statements already provide net income and assess liability changes. This approach makes reporting more efficient. So given these factors, East Coast as should use the indirect method is it is both practical and reflective of actual cash flow trends. So the indirect method cash flow statement more accurately describes the East Coast as cash flow because it aligns with the company's financial statement by starting with the net income and adjusting for non-cash items like depreciation. It also provides a clear picture of how operating profits translate into an actual cash flow, which is a crucial for evaluating expansion plans. Since East Coast Ash has significant non-cash expenses and financing activities like debt assurance, stock repurchase, the indirect method offers the better insights into our overall cash flow trends. So with a clear understanding of East Coast as cash flow, let's now evaluate Larissa's expansion plan. So from all the financial information of East Coast as company, we can say that the expansion is a positive sign of growth as the company is clearly investing heavily in its future by purchasing new assets, which is a good sign that they plan to grow. This means they are preparing for more sales and bigger operations in future. However, it requires careful cash management, ensuring there are sufficient funds to support operation. While the company is expanding, they are also raising lots of debt and issuing stock. This could be risky if they do not manage cash well because they will need to pay back the debt and might face the pressure from shareholders. Also, the company must balance its expansion strategy with financial health by ensuring stable operating cash flow, avoiding excessive debt reliance, and managing liquidity effectively. While growth is exciting, it is equally important for the company to avoid financial overextension and ensure long-term sustainability. So in conclusion, Larissa's expansion plans are ambitious and could lead to significant growth, but the company will need to be carefully manage its cash and debt to make sure it doesn't run into a financial trouble. So at last, I'd like to summarize our key insights from this analysis. First one is East Coast Edge has a strong operating cash flow of 62.49 million, which demonstrate that there is a solid revenue generation. Second one is heavy investments in fixed assets are leading to significant cash outflows, which it also supports long-term growth, even though in present it is in negative. Stock repurchases and dividends have reduced financing cash flows, which reflects there is a strategy to reward shareholders. Fourth one is the indirect method is the best choice for preparing the company's cash flow statement. Last one is expansion is promising but must be strategically managed to maintain the financial stability. So at last, overall, East Coast as is in a good financial position, but carefully planning is essential. Thank you.